too surprised that it is a game number 3, to be honest. But at the same time, it is a little surprising because, Sync Esports, how dominant they've been so much throughout on tour Season 4 so far, or Season 3, excuse me, here in Cycle 4 now. They've yet to not make the grand finals from the winners bracket, let alone lose a series, actually. I mean, overall, they have not. So we keep talking about how they won 3 seconds. They've not even dropped a series at this point. So, I mean, sure, they've been in a Game 3 before, but BMG really does carry a lot of momentum. And I don't know if Quincy would have this kind of stat, but something tells me the games that Sync did lose, of course, they eventually won the series, but how many of those did they lose the first game where they then went to win it 2-1 in the end? Because something tells me it might be, the majority of those. Whereas BMG, again, winning the second game, we've talked about this before, as far as momentum goes, man. I mean, you win that second game after being down 1-0. You carry that momentum into what is the third and final game. So maybe I'm just trying to hype up BMG a little too much here, but who knows? All right, and, as I say that, Quincy, unfortunately, I just realized is actually not here. So.
It literally said just before the break, you were like, oh yeah, I won't be here for the Game 3. You start asking him questions.
Hey, Quincy, it's not here. Man. What do you have an answer for? Anyways, yeah, Quincy, unfortunately, he had to go. He's going to some baseball game that's happening. I don't know, some whatever. Anyways,
series assigned.
Yeah, no, whatever. Who cares? But anyway, the thing is, though, here we are, Game 3. We couldn't ask for anything more, really, as far as a great series here. So. The start is upon us. Silhouette, Cthulhu Font, Magnus, Swiftblade, the bands. Yeah, look at the Silhouette band there from Flensmeister. It's, talk about Zibby factor last game. You got Kraken first pick into Keeper. There's the Ophelia. So, you see the right click on the Warbeast, too. That could be dangerous.
Oh, please. No cancer.
That could be dangerous. It's possible.
Yeah. It's definitely possible, and it'd be interesting to see how BMG will try and respond to that. Will they try and go for sort of the counter push with maybe like Master Arms, like a Lunar, or even like Tundra, or just go for the split push, or push themselves, or even try and take the team fight themselves? But there's something that definitely has to be done, and to specifically and explicitly try and counter the strategy from Zinc, because just playing the same way that you normally play isn't going to be enough to actually beat Zinc. You have to have exceptional strategies and strategies in mind specifically just to beat Zinc. So they pick up the empath here, not incredibly good against kind of the lineup that Zinc most likely will be going, but we'll have to see.
Yep, looking at the Warbeast, as there clearly are too, so okay, maybe changing it up a little bit now. Not wanting to go that, but again, this is it being that third and final game, so sure they would be confident with that, but it's not what they run all the time at the same time, so. All right. There you go. So exactly. Now, BMG, that goes back to the empath a little bit, as you pointed out. I mean, she's not necessarily the best support option to have for going off more of an aggressive push kind of lineup. So, BMG perhaps regretting that somewhat here. But so this also almost kind of forces them to run dual support, doesn't it? Because now, if you don't, well, I guess it doesn't force them, but almost like you want to run a
BMG.
BMG, like you want to run a Suicide Keeper now with a couple of support options, another support that may be good for counter pushing. I guess you don't have to, but.
Well, I mean, but at the same time, like if you run dual support, then like you're going to lose in terms of golden experience because you've got like 2 junglers here for Zinc. So in that respect, they have to get out. But I do like the Solstice pickup though because it's going to be great against the push coming out from Zinc. And the Demon Hands is just a perfect way to actually clear that sort of potential. I mean, Artillery was on the board, but I guess Solstice can do.
By the way, big shout out to the subs again, man. I don't know what happened, but we got 10 subs today. The sub train is just hype. It's real, apparently. And,
sub explosion.
Exactly. Really do appreciate it, guys. I know. Again, it's not something we really push, and for good reason, because ultimately it's not. It's really just if you guys want the emotes in the end, and just to support, really show your support for Honcast and the Hon competitive scene. But I know you guys don't have to, so big shout out to you guys for all those that have subbed, and like I said, the sub giveaways definitely helps too, I'm sure, but. We do our best to give you a little bit of return of what we can. So, all right though, but yeah, you see the Soul Stealer coming out again. It definitely seems like a good carry choice when you are going up against a lineup like this. Bands now: Prisoner, Doctor, Gauntlet, Rhapsody so far. So, I mean, Flensmeister addressing Super KG somewhat there. Prisoner and Gauntlet here. I wonder if he's even going to ban Devo.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Prisoner would have been perfect because, like, whenever you're sort of pushing S5, like Zinc will be doing very, very early on, like, hooks can be such a big deal because you're not going to have portal keys by the time Zinc start pushing S5. So Zinc, it's very, very unlikely that Zinc will have portal keys. So if one hook can be put into the other team, it's like a counter portal key because it sort of brings the enemy to you instead of you going to the enemy in that respect. So it's just all about the sort of positioning, particularly in these team fights, and that one hook can be all it takes to win a team fight, honestly. So
Yeah.
good bans coming out from Flensmeister, and he can leave Devour open because not only is it that Devour's not been picked too much lately, but second of all, when there's a lot of creeps on the board and a lot of minions, it's very, very hard to hook with Devour, whereas Prisoner and Gauntlet, obviously, they go through, so,
Very, very true. About done with the bans here. Bubbles and Iglesias to finish things off. Very, very support-heavy. Someone from Tankafe, Rhapsody Iglesias, of course. Rhapsody, definitely a good one. Now, Torture is still on the board. He definitely tends to be a kind of a decent pushing assister as far as the support option goes. Wouldn't be surprised. It's also another good support option. I think, honestly, Pearl. I want to see Pearl, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like, I love the hero. I love kind of heroes that not only are new to the scene, but also have a niche in the scene. Like, a lot of times people are just afraid to use it, but I think Pearl could work. But we're going to see Torture because Pearl's too out there.
They have ran Pearl before, but again, it's more of like a short lane Pearl, if anything.
I mean, the only sort of understanding I can say, like Pearl, you need good farm on him, and you're going to be playing the sole support, like Aphelia's in the jungle, and with Pearl, you need to really play in the sort of secondary support in the short lane when you're boxing out a Suicide, because you can take advantage of the pull to get like early levels, whereas obviously if you're playing mid, then it's just hard, and at the same time, it isn't the greatest dual mid either, because obviously it doesn't have a great lockdown in terms of stun, whereas Torture obviously does, so.
Interesting hag pickup there, because that's very likely going to be a Suicide hag. Not your,
you can just not too bad though, because obviously you can Sonar Scream the wave as well if he's a little bit risky. It's a good counter push. And at the same time, it's most likely going to be 1v1 in the Suicide lane because Torturous will be playing mid, so not too bad in that respect. But
Final
I mean,
pick.
at the same time, he's going to be going against a Warbeast Battlecry short laner, whichever. So that's going to be tough in that respect. I mean, Wretch Hag isn't the greatest last hitter because of the sort of low attack damage, but Soul Reaper actually. So all in push, man.
Well, I was thinking something like either Slither or even Soul Reaper came to mind too. It's just that just makes so much sense here as far as the short lane, especially. And again, Flensmeister, he's known for playing. Like we kind of joked about it, at least at the first two cycles, that he is the fourth highest GPM on his team. As far as one of the cycles, I think that was cycle 2, and this could be another example of that. But Soul Reaper picked up. Wait, what?
They're running dual jungle, man.
No,
I think it can work.
You know what? No, they're doing a Suicide Keeper here. What do you mean dual jungle?
But Tank Fit doesn't keeper though. Tank Fit doesn't play Suicide.
I find that hard to believe that they're actually running a dual jungle.
It can work though because he's playing against Ophelia. Like they have no kind of early lane presence because they've picked up Warbeast and Soul Reaper. The only person that can really be involved is Kraken and Torture, and they're going to be playing in the middle lane. Parasite can work incredibly well. He's picked up boots. He's going dual jungle, man.
Wow.
This is real. This is legit. Keeper hasn't bought Suicide items either. This is dual jungle, and it can work incredibly well because it can just piss off Ophelia, man. Like, you don't even need to get farm. As long as you slow down Ophelia, that's going to slow down the Astrolabe, and, man, I love this innovation. Like, how else...
Man.
I love it. Like, how else are you going to beat the Death Ball? Then you take it from the root and you get involved with slaps and... Man, I love it.
Yes, I love innovation, diversity, difference. I do love that, absolutely. And look at this, by the way. They're doing the Soul Stealer trick.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, he missed the one.
Okay, it goes...
You got to actually hit it, unfortunately. It wasn't close enough, I don't think. Action. Time it! Ah, come on, Hacks. Okay, well, it's not going as planned here. But they're trying. That's what counts.
Three different opportunities to do it. And they failed every single time. It's fun.
But no, so what I was getting at though, it's like, okay, so you got to think of what BMG's doing here and what they're sacrificing in the end. Now what they're sacrificing, a mid lane hero is what they probably would have picked up if it wasn't for this Parasite.
Yeah.
In the end, something like, I don't know what was on the board still, but it could have been a Devo, could have been something else, mid lane presence for Super KGE. Now, so when you look at it from that perspective, does that make sense doing it just for the sake of trying to lock down an Ophelia on the opposite side? And which we have talked about. Now, Ophelia actually didn't even, she didn't go boots, so I guess it's not too surprising. But with Boots Parasite, I guess that could be the biggest difference here.
She's gonna be in a little bit of trouble, honestly. Although Torture is gonna be here boxing out, which is probably gonna be the biggest thing because Mickey, we saw in game 1, he dominated 1v2. So 1v1, he's obviously gonna do most likely better, and it does free up obviously Insane to box out Parasite, and he's gonna try and box him out now. He's most likely gonna spec the Impalement. But I mean, to be fair, yeah, there's the Impalement, and like I said, Zibit is gonna have a hard time. I mean, at the same time, it's good in the sense that if he locks down Affiliate, but at this sort of presence, Insane is just boxing him out. And second of all, obviously, like you said before, Breaky, that they don't have any kind of mid laner, and the biggest thing is that they don't have any kind of initiation. And Al Parasite's going to be in a little bit of trouble unless he can catch this Vulture Lord. Oh, man.
I mean, you talk about a team in Sync that I guarantee you they've never faced anything like this before, yet they're playing against it perfectly. They're playing against it like they played it so many times before. Exactly. I mean, they boxed him out from the beginning. Look, I mean, Parasite literally is just, what is he doing? He's doing absolutely nothing so far. Now, I will say, it's kind of funny because there's two things that come to mind here. We have seen a double jungle strategy before a long time ago.
Lexi, I remember Moon and Riser back in the day.
Yeah, I think that's what comes to mind. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Moon on because back in the day you could play Suicide Tempest, and instead of that they just started farming dual jungle with Ophelia and Tempest. Yeah.
But then I was also going to say we also have seen a Suicide Parasite before. Granted, that was when you could level 1 deny your creep. Obviously, you can't do that anymore. I want to say WTF actually did that back for Frenetic Array a long time ago when that was a thing. So this is the other downside of the strategy, by the way. They have 100% given up the bottom lane, speaking of that.
Yeah.
So, again, innovation's great. Trying something new is great.
They can recover, though. They can recover quite decently, though, because obviously you've got the better farming mechanic of Parasite, but it is quite greedy, and it's definitely hard to sort of say whether it's going to be good depending on how well it works here. But at the same time, I mean, I don't think honestly that if BMG play their own sort of style of play, I don't think it's going to work. And look at this innovation as well. Look at that; they've actually pulled, I think, the middle creeps as well from Hellhounds and K2, so they pulled that as well.
Oh, that is something. That's more than one creep wave, by the way. That's multiple creep waves.
It's double. Yeah, dual Warlock.
I think the wall has actually been. I know. I've seen Empath actually using the wall a couple times to try to delay that as much as possible. But yeah, there's some funky things going on in this game, man.
But I mean, just going back to the Parasite though, like I think it's good because I don't think if BMG play the same way, like Zinc, they love this sort of style of play. They love it. LG Parasite, good play from Slap. It just sort of denies it in that respect, but. Yeah, just go like Zinc. They play this lineup so well. Like SG used to play it in the back in the day. They have heavy push. They have heavy team fight. And if BMG play their same old way, I don't think they're going to be able to beat Zinc. Think about how BMG originally started beating Zinc. They went crazy innovation. They picked up Devourer. Like the first time we ever saw BMG start beating SG was because of the Devourer. They absolutely dominated. Maybe this could be another way of how to beat Zinc, and I just love the innovation because at times where the sort of scene is quite sort of stale and quite boring because one team is winning day after day, maybe it's time to sort of switch up and try for these kind of things. And yeah, it might not work, but at the same time, it might.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it doesn't hurt to try it in the you see right there. He actually denies the. I think that's the Ebola or whatever, but he actually denies it and ends up exploding, of course, slowing down Ophelia a little bit and doing a good amount of damage, but not nearly enough to be a big threat. But at the same time, he's starting to get the harassment. Actually, going for the middle kill right here. Kraken charges away. It's only a level 1 leech, obviously. So
if that had Stone on Scream there, that was dead. But no mana.
Did it not hit?
No, no mana. He had no mana.
Okay, that makes sense then. So you're not able to follow up. Look at that health potion by. Oh, that's brutal. Health potion and mana potion. Canceled immediately. So again, Parasite's doing what he ideally was supposed to be doing from the beginning now at this point, but he might be in some trouble indeed. Torrent comes out. I think he's going to be fine. Charge. I mean, he's going to hit really hard, so okay, I know he's going to fall back.
I have to admit, Zimmer played that really well there. Like the way actually, Affiliate might be dropping. No, it should be fun. No, it's like taking fair play. Sorry, Zimmer played it perfectly. Like he made sure that the angle was never there for Kraken to charge him. Like he took even weird pathing. Like instead of running straight, he ran down the cliff. So obviously he couldn't charge over the cliff. And top lane actually, Bloodlust.
Great demon hands coming up from Haxron. I mean, again, Warbeast made it somewhat difficult with the angles that he was getting at, but Haxron, experienced player, it's lined it up and gets the Bloodlust kill to start things off. So yeah, it's really, as you pointed out, the bottom tower going down. Flensmeister's GPM 430. But Soul Stealer, 420 now after that Bloodlust skill especially. And actually pushing the top tower himself. There is another TP coming in, but out of mana on Soul Stealer. And actually,
Oh, these blocks.
this is awkward. Yeah, the Hellhound block's coming out, but actually just going to feed some souls to Soul Stealer when it's all said and done. So Soul Reaper, great that he got the bottom tower. He's going to start pushing in more, but at this point I think he's going to have to... It is going to be a case, though, he will start having to farm elsewhere because it is going to be pushed to the tower. I'm sure they're going to prevent that somewhat. You see Parasite even deny one of the creeps right there at the last second. He's in trouble. One more auto attack. Yep. That is a dead Parasite. So Zibbe, never mind. I thought he was...
No lane presence is the one issue with Suicide Parasite.
Yeah. Not necessarily the strongest suicide option. So Hag actually, wow. That's a level 2 torture. Boxing out a wretched Hag like that is level 6.
Impalement, man.
Yeah.
Okay.
Strong ability. Top lane, double damage picked up by Keeper the Force. Again, look at the Hellhound blocks coming out from Casey. He just makes it look so easy, forcing him to root, actually, to ultimately get away. So, hell, that's a victory for Sync nonetheless, with no kill right there. Be pretty happy with that in the end, and back to the middle lane. So overall farm, we know Soul Reaper's doing great. We talked about Soul Stealer even. He's continuing to do solid here. Now, what about item pickups? We'll start with Soul Reaper, actually. What are you thinking here? The Tablet, the Gnome's Wisdom even? I mean, the Astrolabe, he could go a lot.
Could even go Icon.
Icon?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Icon's not too bad, actually, because it gives him the region. Actually, middle lane? No, they should be fine. But yeah, here comes the Deathborn, here comes the push, and BMG, yeah, they're going to try and split push here, but they really do need Soul Stealer here to sort of use the Demon Hands. They don't have any portal keys, so he should be fine to actually get 3 waves, and there's the Bat Blast just to sort of delay the push, actually.
Not often you see that. He's like, I just a little one delay.
Yeah, they need Soul Stealer, though, if they want to try and defend, but, I mean, they are delaying it quite a bit, and then pushing top, though, so maybe it's not too bad. Empath, oh my god, nearly does to tower.
That would have been awkward, but yes, they just
Good
kept
deny,
pushing top lane. Did he? Oh my god, he did. Wow. I just assumed that was going to get killed. That is huge. I mean, the fact that he denied that with so many things being there.
Exactly.
That was very good timing from Super KG.
Great play.
So it's definitely making the best of a bad situation right there, especially if you know the team's going to be pushing you earlier on, which definitely Sync is. I mean, any denies you can get is absolutely huge at this point.
Yeah, because like you said, because Zinc are going to always get towers, so if you can deny them permanent gold with a deny, it's such a big deal, like you said, Breaky. But again, I mean, they obviously, BMG were obviously pushing top, and they did put a lot of pressure onto the tier 2, but I would really like to have Haxrin just try and defend these pushes, because there's no way that Zinc can really initiate and engage onto Haxrin, so he can play very, very far up, use those Demon Hands. That's 900 damage worth of split push if he gets his full combo off of his Demon Hands. But at the same time, and this is the awkward thing of having your carry player as your split pusher, because it's going to reduce his farm, obviously, because he has to be there in terms of getting there in time to sort of delay the push, which is obviously something that he doesn't want to do because he wants to keep farming, obviously. So, yeah. Something that has to be noted, though, obviously.
Ancients here, Empath actually, what is he? That's a funky place to go place a warded sight, but, you know, being a safe with it, so get some good vision here at the bottom lane, and obviously with that being pushed out, I mean, Parasite, again, this is not your typical Parasite here. He's only 175 gold per minute, he's got a bottle and boots, but he's making do with what he's got here, and you know, Parasite, he's probably not the best in terms of recovering necessarily. At the same, now what makes it awkward, what really makes it awkward is obviously the fact that he has a jungler on his team. Again, it's not often we say that, but so usually you may think, okay, he could recover somewhat, not a big deal. But the fact that Keeper the Force taking a lot of that farm, unfortunate. In the meantime, Mickey actually picks up support right there, as no portal key needed, just simply found him in the Ancients. And that's good timing. That's probably just a good heads up because he figured, hey, 9 minutes coming up, I'm going to look for a stack. I'm going to find somebody going for a stack, and sure enough did. So, well played by Mickey right there. Gnome's Wisdom is the item choice, by the way, on Soul Reaper here in the meantime. That's that now, so. I wonder, I mean, they got a couple tower kills here. Obviously, you know, 9.5 minutes. It's solid. It's nothing over the top, but Sync could be happy. They are going to be grouping on bot. I was going to say, should we expect to keep this going, I would assume. It looks like they are. Portal key on Soul Stealer. That's also worth noting there.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit surprised because he needs a regen in terms of fighting, but maybe they want to start fighting a lot earlier, so I guess we'll have to find out.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like that's of course really the item of when we want to make something happen. Red Shack in the middle lane. Is she going to go for a Bat Blast for the kill? I think maybe Port and Sonar Scream? No.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the reason why it's a little bit of awkward with picking up Portal Key this early on is because he only has 5/8, 5 mana, and that's with int Steam Boost. And assuming he Steam Boost works perfectly every single time, which is always hard to do in terms of team fighting, and then he's going to be mana starved completely. The only type of mana regeneration he has is Ring of the Teacher, and he's going to be spamming it out. Look at bottom lane, he's spamming the nukes out, and if he does that a couple of times, then he won't even have mana for his Soul Burst. And obviously with Portal Key costing mana as well, 75 mana compared to sort of Dota 2 where it's sort of free, it's just a lot of mana starvation, and for this early on I just don't think it's worthwhile. And I mean, yeah, he can combo it with Keep of the Forest, but does he need it this early? I don't think so.
Is it really free cost in Dota 2?
Yeah, it's free.
What a broken game.
Yeah, man, broken.
So many people are going to get raged at that. Anyways, a nice Portal Key reaction coming out from Soul Stealer right there. Destroying the Torrent, but this is going to be Taka again. It's just inevitably, can they deny it? No! The timing was almost there, but unsuccessful. Mickey actually gets credit for it, and once again, he's leading the way for his team. In fact, he's still looking around. He doesn't have the Portal Key once again, but he's looking to maybe chase down the Soul Stealer, more so transition to the middle.
Look at his mana. Like, he has to go back to base like before he. I just really don't like this item pickup.
Now they are trading the top tower, so they get that secondary up there. So again, you know you're going to lose towers. It's about what you do while that's happening. The fact that they get the top tower kill is good news.
They're pushing tier 3
Yeah.
like a lot faster than Zinc actually. This strategy's not too bad. They're delaying with Soul Stealer, and obviously they're pushing top, and TP's coming in top lane, but there's nothing that BMG needs to be scared of. Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
She didn't play
I mean, there's nothing to be scared of because there's no Portal Key yet on Mickey. When there's a Portal Key on Mickey, then there's something to be scared of, but there's no way they can catch it. There's the Alchemist bones as well, so man, this Cibe just wants to piss off this lap as much as possible.
Yeah. You know, and this we always bring this up too whenever you got some kind of more push-heavy lineup, at least that's the idea. The fact that the gold is basically identical here, that really says something, that BMG is doing enough to, make sure that to not get overwhelmed, and that's bad news for Sync, actually. Now, they do have a War Beast over here on Sync's side, so it's not like they're all in on the early game by any means in some push lineups, but still, the point definitely stands. I mean, you see Casey, he's only level 6. He is farming about 275 gold per minute himself. Not too bad here. Portal Key just picked up by Kraken in the meantime. There's a Mighty Blade on Haxor. So yeah, he's really making a point of just full combat.
I really don't like it. I just don't like he needs mana. Like, if he's going to be the counter push, I thought he was going to go Nullstone there, but he's going for the opposite for the Shrunken Head, and yeah, it's going to be useful in team fights, and maybe it will pay off, but I just think he needs some kind of mana regeneration. And actually, top lane, they're going to try and pick off Torturer. They're actually still waiting around here, actually.
I mean, Keeper he was kind of ready to go, but decided not to, and probably for good reason. You do see, obviously, everyone of Sync is basically up here, including this Ward of Sight, giving them some information that was the case. So, yeah, they decided to test.
They do have the Ring of the Teacher on Keeper, but I just don't think it's enough. Like, whenever I look at Hexer, he has like 1/3 mana, and like if a team fight happens, like he can't be involved because he just can't use his skills without enough mana, and he's got the Mighty Blade now as well, and I don't know, man. I've ranted on about it a lot, but I still think it's a big deal, though. Tier 2's
it's a very fair point. I mean, it's definitely that trade-off, though. It's like, yes, this is definitely more of just the all-in, not necessarily as much as the counter.
But they're not fighting,
though.
Like, they're split pushing, so like Shrunken Head is not needed now. Like,
that is true.
It's strange.
I mean, they are going to... Wow, they get a couple towers right there, so at least something. But that will be the final tower now, killed by Sync. So here comes some base pressure here. With that said, you do see fourth back. Oh, Kraken, he went for the charge of the TP, but it doesn't say. Look at Parasite, by the way. He went Alchemist Bones.
Yeah, I said, man. It's so
did
funny.
you? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I did not even notice that. That did not register. Wow.
So funny.
That is, that's, it's Zibe.
Yeah,
He's
man.
done that on Bubbles and Hag. And
right, whoa.
The wall off on a Soul Reaper. Is the damage follow-up going to be enough? It's a question. Bad Blast comes out. Here's a heal cell. In the background, Soul Stealer gets caught by the release Kraken. He's going to be locked down. Will it be enough? He gets the Soul Burst off. He got it off. Down goes Soul Reaper. Down goes Kraken. So at least he got something off. He has a buyback, but he doesn't need to do because his team is chasing out Sync Esports, including Torture getting low. Warbeast Solitude, though. He's going back in on a Wretched Hag. Nice stuff from Empath, however. And all of a sudden, it's Warbeast alone. It's a dead Warbeast. A genocide for Bad Monkey Gaming. They cleaned it up, getting that Soul Burst off, man. That was the difference maker.
Man, the Mighty Blade.
Yep.
MVP.
You know what? Screw your logic.
It was, man. Exactly. No, it made sense. They started team fight. He's got the Shrunken Head now, and maybe it's making use. But, man, Zinc, they're treading on thin ice, Breaky. They're like, almost all in on this strategy. And, man, this Parasite innovation, man.
Yeah.
I said it. I mean, it was a little bit shaky, but the Alchemist Bones as well. The Steam pickup now, man. I love BMG, my new favorite
So
team.
that's the sole purpose to counter Ophelia's minions, correct? I mean,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's all about it. No. It's all
Yeah.
about countering Ophelia. Like I said, they picked up Parasite to sort of piss off Ophelia, and now they picked up the
that's
Alchemist
even an
Bones as well, and
extra
it's
step.
working.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love it.
And now Torture mid lane dropping as well.
Yeah, maybe? Is he? Oh my god, he actually lived that whole time. Parasite actually is taking a lot of damage in return and ends up dying. Good reaction from Mickey with that said. To get the initial turn kill. So 1-for-1 in Sync's favor, actually, and they're going for more. Empath, beautiful wall, though.
Oh, support, man.
And that should be the end of that. Yeah, support knows what he's doing on that hero.
I mean, the biggest thing, though, to me, is that look at the experience lead breaking. Nearly 10,000 experience. You got 3 level 11s on BMG and only 1 on Sync, and they're trying to take a team fight against great AoE, bat ultis from Heroic Tag, the level 2 Soul Boss now, and the level 2 Root. I mean, Zinc, they're treading on thin ice, but now they're going to go for Congo, and BMG, I think they can defend.
Oh, this is a big decision here, because it's one of these. Now, look at this ward positioning by Sync actually in the middle lane. Near the base tower. So yeah, they have 100% information. They're going to get it, and BMG has no clue exactly. It's one of those cases. It's like part of them should be like, all right, let's check this actually. We are going to see a pause come out here. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. That is a strat pause.
To be fair, like I used to do it all the time on Instagram, and I don't know why. I don't understand why they don't. Like I know it's kind of bad mannered, but I mean, if you're fighting for money, then I don't care about manners in that respect. Like, if you can find a strategy, like some kind of advantage from it, then you should always do it. And it wouldn't be surprised if they paused and be like, okay, should we try and take this Congo fight? Should we defend? And I guess we'll find out. But yep, they're going to try and defend.
It's enough to scare them off. I mean, Sync was already falling back before that pause even happened, to be fair. So. But they're actually going to check the life now, and they're going to notice it's somewhat low. I wouldn't be surprised if they ninja this.
Yeah, Torture is far away as well. Like they're going to have to defend 4v5 if Sync want to go.
They're going in for it. At least Keep the Forest is going to lead the way. Doing a little
One
bit
thing's
of
for sure,
right
they can't give up now. Like they have to defend.
Yeah, of course.
They
got the Hellborn advantage obviously too, so that helps here. You got Soul Stealer off to the side. He's good to go for his ulti wombo combo potential. So nobody in the pick currently.
Yeah.
It's
going to be a standoff, but at least Hellborn, they're farming Ancients over here on the side. You got support pushing out mid, and there's a big creep wave pushing up top as well. So the later this goes, actually, it's probably better in favour of BMG, but they just cannot get picked off here. If one gets picked off, then that's Congo for them.
Yeah,
they've got to be incredibly careful of their positioning right now.
It's a very, very tense game in that sense. I mean, really, it is one of those games. I mean, being Game 3. With what is on the line here, just one false move, somebody gets caught out, that could be the game in the series as a result. So playing very careful. Here we go. There's a Soul Burst attempt. No, it got canceled, actually. Couldn't get it off in time. He will use it shortly after, though. And there goes the Soul as well as everything else, including the damage. Warby sees bursting off right off the bat. Meanwhile, nobody dead on the Hellborn team just yet. Torture gets picked off. The Kraken charge over on a Parasite. Parasite man to falling. No, he takes up the minion in the last second. Empath inside Soul Stealer. The auto attacks are too much. Soul Stealer, he's holding his ground. Now he is getting low, actually. He might end up falling right here. Yes, he will. Kraken with a charge. Gets them killed. That could be a difference maker. Soul Reaper and Kraken are so tanky, especially the Soul Reaper. With Soul Stealer dead, they lose a lot of damage, but the heals, the Nature's fail and disjointed it and keeps him alive just long enough. He does fall, but they get the kill. Is this going to be a genocide? It looks like it. Torture is up, but a genocide will give him credit for in Bad Monkey Gaming.
Back on Soul Stealer as well. It's going to secure Congo. Oh man, Zinc, they're playing on such thin ice. This golden experience lead is getting bigger and bigger for BMG. Now they're going to take Congo as well. And I mean, what else can Zinc do? There's nothing left in their tank. If they're losing these team fights now, they can't really split push. They can't really out farm them. They've got the team fight already for Zinc, and for BMG, they're going from stride to stride. I mean, Zinc might even lose this game, Breaky.
Yeah. This is definitely the biggest deficit they have been in so far in Season 4. I keep saying that. Season 3, what is now Cycle 4 of Han Tour Season 3. And, I mean, still, it's not over. Let's just say that, of course. But Bad Monkey Gaming, yes, they are just in a very, very good spot here. And, I look at the big picture, and you talk about diversity, just being different and not afraid to do so. Zibe is the
Astrolabe, man.
Is the epitome of that, exactly. I mean, the fact that we see a Parasite with a freaking Alchemist Bones and an Astrolabe, a lot of people would be facepalming at that, but no, it just makes sense. This game, for what they've needed, and he's done his job. Obviously, that's a team. They've done their job, so...
it's like kind of the sort of philosophy of BMG. When they started beating Stay Green, they went for the big plays. They went for the innovation. They weren't afraid to try something, and it's working now. When BMG were taking down games off of Stay Green, they picked up the Devourer. I mean, I remember when you were casting, you were like, Devourer? Like, this makes no sense, and yet it worked. And again, we're having some questions over where, you know, a second sort of jungler, Parasite, picking up Alchemist Bones and Astrolabe. Yeah, there's a lot of questions over the head, but it's working, and it's because of the innovation break here. And, I mean, it's just beautiful to see, honestly.
Yeah. So Sync, I mean, it's a case for them. Like I keep leaning back on, it's like in most cases in push lineups, when you're down by this much, it's just over. You just GG because there's no point in continuing. Yeah, that blink timing right there from Super KG happened to be perfect right as Kraken was coming in, so he will live as a result. But I keep leaning back on the fact that they have a War Beast. Sure, he's not having the prettiest farm throughout so far, but War Beast can most certainly become a hard hitter threat and a late game carry potential hero. So that's again what I keep going back to with Sync. But yeah, BMG, they got to be feeling good and continuing to do so. And look at even Parasite. He's so aggressive right here in their
exactly.
jungle.
And also, like, I mean, look at his levels compared to the Ophelia. Like, he was meant to shut down Ophelia, and he's done his job, actually. Like, level 12 compared to a level 8, like, really, really paying off, actually. I mean, he had a bad start as well. Like, Torture was boxing him out, yet he has recovered, and recovered a lot better than Ophelia as well. So, really paying off this Parasite pick.
Hag, Super KG going to have to react again, and this time he blinks just before. And he'll actually pour it out before anything happens. How about Wretched Hag, by the way? Where has he been at? You know, not going your typical Hag route with the Saxstone into a tablet here. So Super KGE going more of a utility kind of Wretched Hag, as obviously they have Soul Stealer to take care of the damage threat overall. So that kind of makes sense here, and I'm guessing, I mean, you like that decision there rather than the Life Brand into Grimoire?
I think it's the right play to make because he doesn't need to. He shouldn't start farming now. He needs to get involved. Like, you got the farm of Soul Stealer. Hag isn't, you know, the core one farmer. Like, that is Soul Stealer, and having the sheep stick is going to be useful in terms of actually, you know, taking his team fights. And it's actually BMG that are starting to team fight.
Yep, they're going into the base. How about this? They get the secondary tower, and into the base we go. Now, don't overstep. At the same time, Soul Stealer has 2 minutes left on that token of life, so feeling pretty confident that they can make something happen here. I mean, look at that. There's no counter pushing currently going on with this set, too. Usually with, especially like that War Beast, we'd see maybe KZ reaching another lane, at least pushing it out, but not happening right now. Forcing to be staying in the base for the time being. So we got Bad Monkey Gaming. They're going to keep them occupied, as they should. Again, making the best of this token of life, as it still has a minute and a half, so really at least a couple more creep waves here before that is going to be falling off. And not too often you see that push-heavy team getting pushed on. But that is what we got here with Bad Monkey Gaming in the spot they're in. There's a jump on a Wretched Hag. She can't blink in time. She'll get bursted out right off the bat. There's a Soul Burst, however, in the background by now Soul Stealer. He is in trouble himself, so did they overcommit is the question. Down he goes. Token Alive going to come back up. Look at Parasite in the background. He comes back, or he's doing his thing as well. Soul Stealer, he's still being gone. An Ampage up the side. Root comes out, and now Soul Stealer, he's turning things around. The Demon Hand combo going to be applied. Down goes War Beast. Kraken is still alive. Not for long, says Parasite. Face to finish him off. And guess what? Wretched Hag bought back. She is flying back in, but not able to get there in time as, yeah, Kraken buys back. So BMG overall pretty satisfied with how that played out, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And, I mean, look at the Jordan experience. They're getting bigger and bigger. Obviously, they did lose the token in the end, but that's not the biggest of deals. And, I mean, as long as they're, you know, keeping Zinc in their base, I mean, as long as you're sort of countering and stopping the sort of strategy here for Zinc, then you're winning the game in that respect. I mean, look at the farm now. Like, BMG, they've got the better farming heroes. They've got, you know, Soul Stealer at nearly 600 GPM, Hag at nearly 400. Keeper at 400, even Parasite's joining in the action, nearly 350 GPM, and really for Zinc, it's only Flensmeister, and he's not be able to carry this team because that's not kind of the strategy. Like, Soul Reaper isn't sort of the hard carry that sort of carries the team. He's involved in the hard push, and the hard push was stopped, Breaky. So yeah, in that respect, I mean, they are hanging on by a thread, and it's very, very rare to sort of see or to hear that Zinc are holding on by a thread right now, but they are.
That they are, and that's, you know, the best of teams, though. Stay Green had to do it several times.
True.
Zinc will have to do it to continue to stay on top, you know, persevere. Now, you know, it's not necessarily fair this time around because they are in quite the deficit, and even the best team would obviously have trouble at this point. But you most certainly will hit these roadblocks as they're hitting here. And Bad Monkey Gaming is continuing to be on the verge. It's just so close, you can feel it, of taking Game 3 and thus taking the series here. And what would be them moving to the Grand Finals. And again, so important because not only do they go to the Grand Finals, but they will have a 1-0 series lead in a best out of 5 as a result of that coming from the winner's bracket. So just so many reasons why it could prove to be such an important thing. Now, you do see Zippe again just doing his thing. He even has the Abyssal Skull now, so just full utility, just full, you know what, I'm here for the team and nothing else here.
Love it.
And yeah, love it indeed. Soul Stealer, Geometer's Bane, Shrunken Head, Portal Key, nice Trinity, Holy Trinity of items there.
I mean,
finishing off the Ancients.
for BMG, there's no kind of rush really because they've got their Hellborn. They're out farming Zinc because that's sort of the strategy they have. Is Zinc, they're not there to play farm and play sort of late game. They're there to push, and they've missed their timing. So for BMG, there's no need to sort of rush things. They've got Token online in the next couple of minutes with Conga up. They've got the better late game with Soul Stealer, Hag, as well as Keeper of the Forest, and even Parasite can rotate into some sort of late game presence. Whereas for Zinc, it's really just this War Beast and Kraken and Soul Reaper, and it's just not the same caliber as BMG's late game. So. Yeah. For BMG, they're happy to sort of play this safe. They know there's so much on the line, so there's no need to rush things. Although Hag, she's in a little bit of trouble, actually.
Super KG's been doing this a little bit this game with that said. Yeah, he might be in some trouble. What's up here, actually? Torture. They catch Parasite, well, vice versa. Even I think Parasite wasn't Torture. He takes out the kill the last second. He got the Vagabond later, but the stun happens and actually will fall in the end. So, I mean, he buys a lot of time. He had to use a bit right there.
But too bad.
He does get killed.
Oh, man, Kraken is so close to catching Hag there as well, but TV just in time. But, I mean, also, probably the biggest thing for BMG, though, is that they know the strategy of what they have to do. They're keeping lanes pushed out. Like you said, you saw Super KG just sort of sit in the bottom lane, pushing it out, because if Zinc do get lucky, if they do get like a pick-off, then there's no way Zinc can really mount an offense onto the team because the lanes are always pushed out. Look at Super KG again, blinks in, Sono screams the wave, and Zinc, they almost have to take a team fight on middle of the river, almost wipe 3 or 4 heroes and then push on, but getting one pickup is not enough, and even if they do, they have to push through like a whole another half of the map, which they're just not able to do.
Yeah. Soul Reaper, I'm guessing, yeah, that's going to be a sheep stick coming out for him, which actually is getting very close, and thus a very important item pickup. Now, as I've said before, it is kind of one of those interesting items on a hero like Soul Reaper where he's not necessarily, he doesn't have that portal key jump, he doesn't have the blink ability, so it's still a good item pickup, but he's not going to be able to use it going into a fight. And you would figure that by the time it could be impactful to use on, say, like a Soul Stealer, he would have popped his Shrunken Head by then. So, it's again, like Sheepstick is always a good pickup, but there's something
if you compare the Sheepstick pickup on Hag compared to Soul Reaper, you'll see the difference because of that blink initiation.
Yeah.
And the Sheepstick is actually going to be a big factor here because Shrunken Heads are being picked up by Zinc with War Beast and Kraken closing in on their Shrunken Heads, and I mean they obviously have a lot of damage here, but I mean to be fair, there's a lot of magical, seeing as also the Keeper route can be sort of taken out from the Shrunken Heads. I mean Zinc, yeah, they are behind, but these Shrunken Heads actually will play a big factor in these next up-and-coming team fights, actually. So the Sheepstick is in that case, even more important. So,
absolutely. You see KZU is just grinding it out. At least getting him a Shrunken Head will be crucial here. We've talked about the impact of the Soul Burst. I mean, hell, not even hit, but Kraken also getting one. Now, I will say, obviously, Soul Reaper not going for one unless he decides to get one, even with the Blessed Orbeez picked up. Yeah, I doubt that's going to be the case. But at least having a couple Shrunken Heads here to go up against that Soul Burst specifically, as well as, well, obviously Wretched Hag, Keeper of the Forest. There's a lot of reasons why Shrunken Head is going to be a crucial item pickup here for our Legion team. Soul Stealer, he finds Warbeast, going to get him to ulti, though, and quickly run away, as appropriately called, Metamorphosis. And so obviously he's going to be fine. Keeper is even chasing a little bit, but I don't think they're going to get the jump that they're looking for unless Warbeast, he runs right on by them. Once again, wall off maybe? Can he get a range? Oh, he jukes in it right there. Warbeast, he's going to go for the TP route. No, he doesn't want to risk it.
Yeah, he would have had buyback, so. But I mean, Metamorphosis is down. I don't know whether BMG would know. They're going to sort of play it safe. Conga is up. Maybe they're going to try and force the Conga because obviously Metamorphosis is down. But there's the Kraken Shrunken Head, though, and I mean, obviously BMG are very far ahead, but these Shrunken Heads are going to be a massive deal in these next up-and-coming team fights, and I honestly don't think BMG really have the items to really sort of deal with them. Sheepstick isn't available yet. There's no second route for Keeper, so the Shrunken Head is going to be complete free reign here for Mikke, and he can do a lot of work, and they're getting scattered out here by the Wolf Dogs as well, so
eventually
Zing-
killed off, but this is going to be a Conquer kill.
Yeah, it doesn't look like they even want it. So, I mean, it's going to be hard. Like, I don't know if they can really even take a team fight at Congo, but giving over Token, though, is going to play a big factor, and they didn't really trade anything for it. There's no way they can really push the top tier 3 in the meantime because the lanes were pushed out. So, BMG, they take a Token for free in that respect. So,
The pause coming out here, and so maybe a little bit of lag across the board with the server lag, so just, yeah, insta pause for the win, man. So gonna throw on the pause here, let that die out, and eventually get back into it. But yeah, what a way we're gonna finish off here. What is the Saturday, of course, in our second weekend of Cycle 4. That means the Sunday, which is tomorrow, in case you weren't aware. Losers bracket finals will kick off again. The loser of this will play Dawn in the losers bracket finals, and then the winner of that series will play the winner of this in the grand finals in the later match tomorrow. Best of the 5, obviously. One thing to note about tomorrow, actually, apparently European time changes over.
oh yeah, it does.
I guess, or whatever that's appropriately termed. I don't know.
It's
Anyways.
British summertime or something like that.
Who cares? I'm American. It's
America!
matters the most. But anyways, with that happening, the match, so it'll still be at, it'll be at the time, it'll still be at 1800 CET. So with that time switching over, it'll be at the same time as it normally would be, according to the clock at least. So it'll be at 1800 Central, but it'll be 1 p.m. Eastern. So it'll be an hour later for us Americans.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to be 1 hour late to cast, but it'd be fine.
Probably. Probably.
It's fine.
So, yeah, something to keep in note there for the spectators, especially for those that are planning to tune in. Which, if you're not planning to tune in, I don't know why you're so crazy, because that'd be stupid not to. No matter what, obviously, how that shapes up. I mean, the top 3 teams here in Cycle 4 to finish it off. Going to be fun. I mean, there's so many storylines to look. Support going up against his old team here.
Oh, yeah.
And Sync Esports. That's even something else. That's kind of just got overshadowed, I guess. But, of course, Insanity replacing him going into Han Tour. What was Season 3. So that's another thing. Again, you got Pro Busk and him looking to get some revenge, I'm sure, overall, and really make a point that he's a player to reckon with, as is Don. It's a team. So going to be a fun Sunday, man. That is tomorrow. And plus the Chargers don't play, so I don't have to worry about that. About that happening.
Oh man, don't.
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
Chargers.
I don't know why I brought that up. Now I'm sad. Anyways, Soul Stealer nearly 600 gold per minute here. Again, he's got the token 3,900. Hell, he's at a point of I wonder what he's going to go for here, because obviously the inventory is going to be open, or the shop is going to be open to many options here. That's what he may like. Oh, pause coming out.
Strap pulls.
Yeah, well.
Fake the DC in strap pulls.
Hack's going to do the whole reboot. He's got to reboot those legs of his.
Oh.
Dang. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Does he bring, like, motor oil when he goes to lands, by the way? Or?
How long can we keep this going? Yeah. That's been,
Sorry.
that's been a thing for a while now.
Where did that even come from? Anyway?
I was just about to say. I
don't even know where that comes from.
It's just one of those memes
pretty funny,
that just starts up. And
I love hacks, though.
Talk about it. Yeah, no, again, it's I was really, I mean, there's a lot of players that, yeah, sure, it'd be fun to have back on the scene, but he was definitely one of the names that when I heard that he was coming back, I was like, oh, that's awesome. That's really, really cool, because
also, like, his name is so
guy.
Cool as well, like, hacks, like, who has a name with, like, an X in it? Like, not a lot of people.
Zibbe.
Makes it work. Yeah,
Teammates.
just come on, break. You meant to back me up when I say
Foxy,
when I say,
I mean,
oh crap!
Just-
Oh no!
just to name a few.
Too many. Still, everyone with like an X in their name just sounds cooler.
That's
like
true.
Professor X, like. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be boring
it.
if his name was just Professor. But
Yeah,
Professor X, that just
X.
that makes it.
Did you know he's called Professor X, and that's why they're called X-Men? Don't know if you knew that. Little
Oh,
top
dear
tip.
God. Yes, I knew that.
It's fun. Talking of actually Marvel, have you seen the new trailer for
I did.
Avengers?
It's pretty
Oh,
badass.
so sweet, man.
So, I mean,
crazy.
no, it's going to be high for the movie anyways, but that helped. They did that trailer very well. right there.
Me and some of my in real life friends are like super nerdy. Like we dress up to like all the premieres and stuff. It's quite funny. But...
Oh, do you really? What do you dress up
Yeah,
as? What are you going to be?
Yeah. I'm gonna be Quicksilver this time. I was Nick Fury the last time because I'm black and all. Like,
Of course, yeah, no, that fits. That makes sense. Why wouldn't you be?
Yeah, man.
Cool. I can't say I do that.
I'm a bit nerdy, but I've got no life.
Sure you do. Gotta cast some Hogcast here.
Oh man, I took him to casting though. Like, I'm so glad to be back casting though.
Yeah, it's it's obviously again we do got a break after this weekend once again, but
Sad
hey,
times.
just don't even think don't think that far ahead. Think about what we got here, and definitely got some great things finishing off this game, and then obviously what's going to be great tomorrow once again. So
Like, when you work like 9 to 5, like Monday to Friday for like a bank, like it's just so boring. You just want to cast. Like, it comes the weekend, it's like, oh, glorious.
awesome, yeah,
So,
awesome stuff. I'm actually updating the brackets right here real quickly.
what about Gold Division? Got any?
Oh,
Are
actually
they finished playing?
I assume so. I can actually refresh those brackets and double check in a second here. Let's see. Gold Cycle 4, view bracket. What are we dealing with? Rexars and Wapdash. There are the teams in the finals. Okay, it's not really Wapdash anymore, but still.
Who's playing on what?
Those are the two teams. Let's see.
Look.
Archie Tiger, Adro.
Oh.
Drogon. Yeah, a couple
Kind
of
of
name players there.
kind of a newish team in there, really. Well, not new as in new players, but new kind of roster.
Makes sense as to why they're successful there. Yeah, they're in a good spot. Can be top
Man.
3 guaranteed now.
Talking of underrated players, though, I think Adro and Mazera, man, they're two sick players that deserve to be in Diamond, I think.
They they both have had history
Yep.
at that top
Yeah.
level.
Adro played for a reason, and then TPS Prices came back,
And then he came back, yeah.
and then they dropped a gold.
Yeah.
No flow.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's again, that's really the crazy thing about this whole setup,
Well,
though,
is
the
the-
format.
yeah.
The 8 teams. I mean, knowing that two
I mean-
of these 8 teams are going to be
It's
bumped
true.
down.
And then when your second seed of Diamond loses to a team that just got promoted to gold, that's what's going to happen. Like, 'cause obviously
Yeah.
Reason played 3, and then they got dropped down to gold. Like,
Yeah.
that's just crazy, man. Like, I mean, sometimes they say in in England in the Premiership, like in England, like there's no easy game, there's no secure game in sort of the Premiership, and the same here. Like, there's no secure win in Diamond, and if the top 2 team can't beat a team that's been promoted to gold, I mean. Enough said, really. There's a lot of competition in Diamond, like a lot of different faces and a lot of different teams, getting promoted and demoted and stuff. So it's good to see, honestly. And obviously, BMG close to taking games off, or close to taking a series off of Zinc as well. So Holly's alive, man. So much competition. So much
It
competition.
sure is. It sure is. Looks like he is reconnecting back in, so good,
yeah.
slow first load here, but eventually going to make it back in, and we'll be good to go. Continuing on with what is, again, this is the Game 3, and just to kind of recap us once we've been on the pause for a little bit here, so obviously Bad Monkey Gaming in a fantastic spot, nearly 14,000 goalie, 19,000 experience. They're going against what ultimately was more of a push earlier on lineup here from Sync that did not work out in the end, so a lot of things lining up as to why they should be successful, but Sync, there's a reason why they are the top dogs like we were even talking about. It's at this place, Stay Green, Fnatic, they all had to do it at these top-tier teams where you got to get those games where you or persevere even. So apparently Hack's been having some issues, so fortunately just trying to make sure that's going to be good to go. Support's like, yeah, if I have to play Soul Steal there, that's not going to be good. But it looks like he probably should be fine here. Again, he's got the token how long? Yeah, 3.5 minutes remaining on it. So yeah, there's still plenty of time. Remember, it's on 5 minutes now. You get it from Donovan. So yeah, plenty of time left on that token. It's whether or not they want to use it right away, or they're just going to use it to kind of box out Sync Esports, force them to go elsewhere. Speaking of that, bottom lane Torture still pushing, but he probably wants to fall back anytime now. Anytime now. Okay, he's going to be fine initially.
Yeah, he's got to do. Huge stick on Hag though, as well as huge stick on Soul Reaper. So the team fight potential here for BMG is definitely taken off. But I mean, not to sort of criticise. I don't really like criticising players because obviously they're clearly a lot better than me. But like KZ though on his Warbeast normally does so much better in terms of GPM. But he's really had a struggling game. I mean, so has all of Zinc honestly, but only 275 GPM. It's like 32 minutes in, and you would expect a little bit that Warbeast would have some kind of recovery from. Obviously, there has been a lot of all-in pushes, and so he hasn't had the time to sort of recover in terms of farm. But I mean, not having the strong head by around 32 minutes is a little bit obviously questionable in that respect, and it's taken effect in terms of the team fights as well. Like you can see him not offering too much because obviously he gets locked down so easily. Particularly, obviously, the route as well, because he gets completely stuck in place. But he's got the strong head now, though, just about. So the next team fight, though, Zinc are going to be a lot stronger, and BMG will definitely have to be careful.
Yeah, he has it here, or at least can purchase it. It's a matter of if he wants to just yet. And it's one of those cases. It's like, well, I wouldn't even have it on me yet if I want to buy it now, so I might as well keep pushing. As I say that, he's going to scud out with the Wolves. Now he won't see Keeper of the Forest coming in. But he is going to fall back, playing the safe game, and that's good for him. Casey's got him with the Wolves. Does survive. Middle lane, Parasite. Hell, he has a puzzle box now. It's only level 1, but it's almost kind of recovered in that sense, and they're going to collapse here on the Kraken. Yeah, Kraken's in trouble. Face-up comes out. There's a sheepstick from Hag, as you pointed out. That blast hits. Drunken Head comes out, so barely going to live. The Lex Talionis was just a little bit late right there, and yes, he Portuguese away.
That's so big, though. Like, yeah, they forced the strong on Kraken, but they used the Bat Blast as well, and I mean, they're going in, but man.
Yep. So I mean, a couple cooldowns used, though. Felia's Touch obviously used as well, so there's reason as to why BMG is going to group up here, and yeah, they definitely are. Minute left on the token. Wing Bow, by the way, on Soul Stealer. Has that coming out now, so yeah. His right click even that much more dangerous. And look at Soul Reaper. Holy crap, he is dropping. Here we go. Soul Burst potential perhaps. Gonna be looking to use it. No, release crack comes out. Will stop initially. Soul Reaper is still alive. Not for long. Soul Burst comes out. Down he goes. He buybacks immediately. Torture is dead. Stain dead. They lock down Parasite. Parasite probably gonna fall. Astrolabe heal. He's somehow alive. He infests. He's gonna be fine. And a hat trick for Action in the meantime. They're BMG looking to go cutthroat here. Wretched Egg is picked off. But at what cost? Another kill goes down. Kraken gets taken out. Trying to finish off Soul Stealer is Soul Reaper, but it's not going to happen. Soul Reaper gets crowd controlled. He has to run away. Soul Stealer does go down, but the token alive, of course, bringing him right back up. Now he's fighting Kraken. The charge initially, but again, those right clicks are just way too much. And they're going to push through the melee back. Sync is doing all that they can to say, no, we are not going to the losers bracket. But Bad Monkey Gaming looks like they're on the verge once again. Soul Reaper's going to fall. And is that going to do it? Torture is up, but there's just not any firepower right now for Sync Esports, as they do not have buybacks. Okay, Soul Reaper does, but he needs to wait for resurrections as well. So yeah, they're not going to give in just yet, but they're going to lose another set of racks here easily.
Oh man, BMG, they must have done it, and there it is, man.
Yep. See that giving it out first. Bad Monkey Gaming, they take out Sync Esports 2-1, and that means they're going to the grand finals from the winners bracket. And I stress that because it is so important. You will have a 1-0 lead once again in a best out of 5. So very, very big victory there for BMG. Now where we stand, Sync Esports officially getting knocked down the first series they have lost here in Season 4. And that definitely says something in itself. They lose here in Season 4. Of course, it's Willowkeeper has given them a run for their money a couple times, but BMG is a team to ultimately take them out. And, I mean, there's just so many things to look at here as far as the game. Obviously, the play of BMG, but, you know, Sync, again, there was a lot of talk for good reason. They're the top team, and they especially talked a lot about BMG, how they didn't expect much out of them because they just simply weren't practicing. Well, that clearly
they've been
did not matter
practicing
today,
a lot,
apparently.
BMG.
But apparently, yeah, they have actually been practicing a bit more than people even realize.
A lot
so.
more. Yeah.
How about that,
a lot
man?
more, but yeah, but I mean BMG though, again, there's nothing sweeter than when innovation, the crazy heroes, the crazy strategies pay off in a big way. I mean, they beat the #1 team in Hon by doing just random stuff, man, and it's just great to see, honestly, because at first, I mean, Zinc didn't think they were going to pick, Parasite, because why would you? They've already got a jungler with Keeper of the Forest in the draft. They pick up Parasite 5th pick because it's not banned out, and BMG, they just take the series against Zinc, and Zinc, I mean, clearly not as invulnerable as everyone thought they were.
Yeah. Well, you know, that also leads me into then talking about now, again, it's at the same time, we stress going into this, no team has won 3 cycles in a row. Now, or more than 3 cycles in a row in both Season 1 and Season 2. Now, again, it's not over just yet. There is still more to Cycle 4 that will continue on tomorrow, obviously. So not to get too ahead of ourselves here as far as Sync getting knocked into the losers bracket, but that brings up that point. That also just brings up the idea that, again, throughout Han Tour, even when it looks like at the very beginning, you have the dominant teams that by the end, weren't so dominant, you realize. And they at least get one, if not a couple teams, that really put up a fight. And I think this is kind of going to be kind of that transition here of at least Bad Monkey Gaming making a point that they are here to fight and make a stand. And it's going to be a fun finish tomorrow, I'll say that much. Again, they're going to the grand finals. And Sync will have to play Dawn. And
exactly.
That's going to be fun in itself.
Is Sync called Tree? Isn't it Sync or Tree? Sorry, Tree or Dawn. Sorry, Tree or Dawn.
Dawn.
Tree or playing Dawn, yeah.
Wait, what? No, Sync is playing Dawn. Tree's out of it. What do you mean?
What?
Tree got knocked out. Tree got knocked out by Bad. Okay, you're gonna make me look at the brackets now.
Wait, what?
1 second.
Are you sure?
Tree got knocked out by Night Raid. Remember last weekend? That's why Night Raid was playing Dawn.
The F.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah. What? I don't. Was I casting this game? Like, I don't even remember, man. But
you
still,
were definitely casting that game.
Yeah, but I mean, again though, like. Zinc, that's not an easy matchup either. Like Dawn have had a great showing, particularly in this cycle, and there's a potential that Zinc won't even get into the grand finals. Like, that's a real possibility.
I mean, absolutely,
so.
And that would be especially something if they end up finishing 3rd place and after winning the first 3 cycles, outright without even dropping a series. So, but again, now. Like I keep falling back to. I mean, they are the top team still. I don't care. Even they lost here, sure, but there still is cycle left. I mean, they are in the losers bracket finals now. Just like we're saying, they could easily finish 3rd. They could just as easily, in a sense, come back and eventually win the cycle here. Come back through Dawn and then eventually come from behind against BMG tomorrow. So there's so many things that could still happen. But for now, Bad Monkey Gaming feeling good. And deserving. So now, I will say this. I'm actually going to bring on a interview guest here. 1 second. Let me actually this here. Bring him in. Can I not?
Is it Haxerin?
It's not Haxerin.
Damn it.
I messaged Haxerin. I'm like, give me somebody other than you.
Damn it.
We have had Haxerin on
fine.
before.
It's fun. I'll take a second pick.
There we go. This is we're going to bring on Tankafet, the captain of Bad Monkey Gaming. So as soon as he joins us here, I'm going to be asking him quite a couple questions. Tankafet, hello. How you doing, man?
No, I'm fine, guys. Thanks.
Just fine. Not, whatever. You just won a big series. Feeling good, though?
Yeah, it was actually pretty good games. It was fun. We played a bit better than expected, and they played a bit worse than expected, to be honest.
A couple things lined up then to ultimately come out on top.
I guess.
So. Well, I mean, so going into this series, there's been a lot of criticism about your team as a whole, how BMG, guys haven't been practicing really at all. I mean, Sync has been a big advocate of that, saying that even. How did you guys feel going into the series?
The thing is, to win a game, you can't go in with a mentality that you're going to lose the game. That just doesn't make sense. So I just said, team, we win. They fucking suck. Even if they don't suck, I'm just saying, they fucking suck. So people actually go in with a winner mentality and with their warrior mentality that we're better and we're stronger.
Good. No, that's definitely appropriate, I think. And well, you were better and you were stronger here today. As you said, maybe you played a little better than expected, and they maybe didn't play as strong. But hey, you'll take the victory, I'm sure, nonetheless. No matter how it played out. Now, looking back at the games here, again, you guys were in a deficit. You're down 1-0. It was actually like a 20-25 minute victory for Sync. Were you guys pretty demoralized, or did that not really faze you guys at all?
I think we were kind of demoralized, but we didn't show it. I think the game 1 problem was my draft.
Okay.
I drafted really poorly. They outdrafted us really heavily that game. So other than that, I don't think we could have played game 1 much better than we did, because we came into the game with already losing the draft, and that just doesn't help against Sync.
All right. Game 2, obviously that ended up being a victory for you guys. I guess it's as simple as drafting Silhouette for Zibe. Is that what it comes down to?
Silhouette is... No, I mean, Zibe is a really good Silhouette, so I'm probably going to do it in the future as well. Just saying, warn the other teams.
Look out.
Silhouette on Zibe, yeah.
That was fun to watch. And then game 3. Now this was the really interesting one because you guys you saw the War Beast pick up obviously, and that probably churned some things. Okay, we're gonna expect that push, but I gotta talk. I mean, this Parasite final pick. Where did that come from? What was the idea with that?
So sick.
We wanted to screw up for the Ophelia. So what they did, like what they answered with, was to actually have their torturer zone out our Parasite. But that makes us pretty much winning mid lane with a hag. So it was fine either way if torture wasn't there or torture was there. But the Parasite was a Zibba's idea to do decent on lane and try to fuck up with the Ophelia at the same time. That was the idea behind it.
Okay. So was this something that was practiced at all or even thought up before, or was it just simply kind of in the moment? Zibby mentioned that, and you're like, all right, let's do it.
In the moment. We have never played it.
Oh my god, that's insane, man.
Love
So,
it.
was the item build, was that team decision, or was that Zibby just being Zibby? He picked up Alchemist Bones, Astrolabe, and I think it was Abyssal Skull as well.
The Alchbones is, just a typical TMM thingy. Is Zibbe TMM thingy, but the Astro is, I didn't want to go Astro because I wanted to go a late game keeper with Daimonic, Refresher, and these items, and I didn't want to waste 2,000 gold on an Astrolabe.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the idea behind these items.
Okay. Well, again, that was a lot of fun to watch, and definitely made it come through in the end. So, you guys take the series, obviously, and you're going to the grand finals. What does that mean? You're going to have a 1-0 advantage. How happy are you that you were actually able to make it to the grand finals here from the winners bracket?
We're actually really happy, and it was some shouts here and there, so we're happy, and hopefully we win the grand finals as well.
Well, that's the next step, but before we get to that step, we obviously now got to find out who you're going to be playing. It's going to be Dawn versus Sync tomorrow, the earlier match.
Yeah.
Do you think Dawn has a chance, or do you think Sync's going to be out for blood?
It really comes down to to be honest, I think Sync has a better chance of winning. It's pretty obvious, but I think Dawn can do it if they play pretty much perfect. They have to play perfect. They can't make mistakes and all these silly things like wasting ultis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to. I think skill-wise they can do it, and then execution-wise, Sync are a lot more compact. They played a lot more with each other and so on. So it's easier for them to pull off strategies than it is for Dawn, but it's possible.
How much practicing and preparation have you guys been doing? Because, again, that's been a lot of talk about you guys not doing really any, if not much at all. But how much would you say you guys have been doing?
I think we've been a team for 1 month and a half now, and we've maybe practiced 6 or 7 days, total of 14 games.
Okay. So not a whole lot, then. That's what it sounds
Not
like.
a whole lot, no.
Okay. So you think it's just the player skill individually almost helping with that to overcome teams like Sync?
I'm not going to say we're better than Sync individually, but we're definitely on par.
Are you going to be scrimming more often because of this, or...?
I don't know how to say
No.
it. Our players, we're not that young anymore. I'm not saying I'm old, but
You're not
we have other
old.
stuff to do. Yeah, you're not old, Bricky.
I know.
You're not old.
No, that's true.
But we're not, 17, 16, 18 anymore.
fair,
That's what it comes down to. Really.
Hey, it's obviously working at least enough for now, and the fact that you're in the grand final. So, again, big congratulations for that. Minimag, any other questions here?
Yeah, I just got one question. We're starting to see the old meta of junglers coming back. What's your thoughts on that?
I think it's the only way to play Han.
Yeah,
I actually think so, because why would you waste a whole jungle, nothing getting killed in the jungle, over having everything killed in the jungle? It just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was making it a point on cast, and I was wondering that when you run a secondary support, they have to have such a big impact in the early game, and it's just too risky. Because if you don't get those kills, then having a jungler is just far superior. So,
Yep.
Do you think?
Also, when you
Go ahead.
yeah,
Go on.
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Do you think there's any room for a secondary support, or is it always going to be jungle? Do you think until it changes
There
the
is
balance?
in certain scenarios. I can't really explain every scenario, but there are in certain scenarios where it's better with dual support, where a behemoth or especially Behemoth is picked up, because that hero is pretty much better than any jungler in the game if it gets the farm it needs and the XP.
Yeah.
So it's just more like in terms of the secondary support has to have more of an impact than the jungler. Like sometimes whenever. Yeah, I was going to say, with two supports, sometimes I see two sort of laning supports like Rhapsody and Torturer, whereas you kind of want your first support as your laning support and then your secondary support as like a big impact hero, like a Behemoth, like you said, or like Pearl, for example. I was just wondering what you thought about that, but it's cool.
Yep.
All right, well, take a Fed, obviously. I got to let you get some rest or whatever you may be doing for the rest of the night, but we'll be watching up, of course, tomorrow, and looking forward to seeing you guys in the grand final. So congratulations again. Any shout-outs you want to make, though?
To my friends, to my brother, to my team, and to Reason Gaming. And on me, of course.
There you go. All right, thanks again, Take a Fed, again, the captain here of Bad Monkey Gaming, joining us after their big victory over Sync Esports. So appreciate it, man.
Yes, thank you, guys.
Oh, I cut him off. That was rude.
Oh,
that was rude. That was so rude of me. Now I feel bad.
He doesn't want to do it.
Here, let me
He's not going to do it anymore.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I cut you off.
He's never doing an interview with you again, bro. Okay, just
and
so
Take a Fed's like, fuck this. I'm done.
I'm done.
As he leaves the channel, yeah. Anyways, no, it's good to hear that though. Again, Take a Fed. I don't know if we've ever actually had him on an interview before. But again, he's always like I remember hearing about how his antics at DreamHack, with too much sugar, and how he was a very vocal person. Almost surprisingly, people didn't expect that, but he was kind of a leader in that sense, and thus the leader here for the new BMG team. So.
Yeah, man. When they initially played online, they had a lot of great success, even against like Stay Green back in the day. And I guess I think that the only thing or the only issue that people have with him is their practice, I guess. But I mean.
Yeah.
Don't need it, I guess.
Yeah, it is one of those funky kind of things to look at. It's like, I mean, in one place they're showing that you may not necessarily need to really like scrim as a team to ultimately be successful, but at the same time, I mean, individually these players just have so much experience on the competitive scene. So it's not like any team could just come in and expect to just, oh well, we don't need to practice what BMG does, and so we're going to be fine. That's not how it works. I mean, they all have individually so many games played on the top tier level. So
I mean, like if you compare that to BMG to Tree, like Tree, they haven't really been around for that long compared to say BMG. Like I mean, Hackstrom was here since like Beta, man, like, and he was a top player since then or whatever. And so, like you said, I mean, their experience almost carries them in that respect, even without practice, for example. But I mean, they have been practicing a little bit there, and I know they've been playing a lot of TMM, and although they might not be playing as a team, they're at least getting some kind of practice in Hon. So,
well, that is officially going to be wrapping things up for today. And again, what a day it was. We expected a great one. Even got off to a little bit later of a start, but hey, it turned out to be well worth it. 3-game series in both the cases. Dawn eventually defeats Night Raid, and then of course BMG defeating Sync Esports to go to the grand finals from the winners bracket. So one more time, big congratulations to them. I mean, as you could tell, they were feeling pretty good, but at the same time, and you can kind of tell it too, it's like, you know what, we still have business to take care of. It's not 100% over. There's still a cycle left. But I really liked the biggest thing that I think people can take from that interview there, if anything, was the mentality that he gave himself and his team going into a series. I mean, as he put it, we're fucking better than these guys, or however he said it. But anyways, obviously along the lines of, even if it's not 100% true on paper, why not give yourself that mentality to at least give hope in the end?
If you don't believe you can beat him, then you probably won't. Believing is half the battle. So.
Oh, dang.
Sorry, man. That's get cheesy on you.
Somebody said that before. All right. Anyways, I think that on that note, it is time to start wrapping things up. Mini Maggot, any final words from you?
Yeah, I mean, I just got one quick shout out. I mean, I'm starting to sort of get my in real life together soon, so I'm starting to get more involved in like streaming and sort of just everything in terms of media in that respect. So you can follow me on Twitter at mini_maggot. Just catch me over there. Posting a few tweets here and there. If you'd like to follow, please do. Other than that, that's it, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow.
There you go. I am too. I know everyone out there is. Everyone tuning in. We are down to the final 3 teams. A good amount of money on the line. Points, obviously, are also important throughout the season, but Pride is also a big thing, and it's going to be a fun day tomorrow. I'll tell you what, I haven't been this excited for a day of Han in a while, and it's going to be a good one. Sync versus Dawn in the losers bracket finals, followed by the winner playing BMG in the grand finals. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be wrapping up for the night. Have a good night. Congratulations one more time to BMG. One more reminder, guys. We are going to be there is a time change as far as the European time change. So, Central European time, it'll still